Oh, always. I think been the best team in the competition for the last few years now. So you always want to see where you're at and go out there and give it your best shot. And especially out at Penrith as well, it's always a big challenge. So we're definitely looking forward to it and building on round one as well.
I feel like you guys have got a bit of a rivalry that's sort of happened over the last few years, especially considering all the final smashes.
Yeah, definitely. They're the side that stopped us from being in the grand final or winning the grand final the last few years. So two prelims and a grand final. So it's definitely been definitely a bit of a rivalry building over the last few years. But look, hopefully it's a new year, and hopefully we can get out there and get the job done and keep building on our year.
In terms of rivalries, does it go Roosters number one and then Panthers number two?
I think so. Yeah, I think definitely Roosters always going to be there. But yeah, Panthers is definitely building that same sort of rivalry, especially obviously the Roosters got a lot of history behind it. But the modern day one definitely going to be the Panthers.
Latrell said yesterday, mate, that there's cracks in the windscreen. Is that the way you see it? Is this the best time to get Penrith over the last couple of years?
Yeah, it's the analogy. That's a good one. Look, they obviously got a few changes in their side. They've lost Kikau, they've lost Appy, who were very good for them over the last few years, and big reasons they've gone on to win those competitions. So, but the style of play they do can be quite simple at times, and whenever the opposition teams have cracks in their windscreens, I think that's when they can exploit them, and they take advantage of that, and that's what Penrith do so well. So going out this weekend, we're just got to make sure that we play our best brand of footy, we play our style of footy and try and control the game as best we can, because as soon as you slip up or you make mistakes, that's when they take full advantage of you, and Nath will keep us in our own end. He'll keep us on our try line defending for a long time if we don't play good percentage footy.
Latrell's always confidence, but you just kind of said there's a dangerous mindset to go out there and think it's going to be an easy game to get Penrith there.
It's never going to be easy against them, especially at their home ground. And like I said, with the players that they've got in their side, I know, like I said, they're missing a couple, but I've got big raps on Sonny Luke and Mitch Kenny as hookers. So I think they've replaced Appy quite well, and in the back row they're still very strong. So we've got a couple of guys with injuries as well, so we've got to make sure that the next man up mentality out here is strong as well. And everyone's had a real good pre-season, so I've got all confidence in whoever steps on the field this week.
Tell us about your middles, mate. They stood up against the Sharks, cut down a couple of men, but they got the job done.
They did, mate. It's obviously Junior had a big head knock, and he'll have to go through the protocols, and whether we see him play or not this week will be up to him. And but they're the special games, mate, when you lose a couple of players early away from home, and you get the job done. So I saw some big efforts from the middles and outside backs as well, looking after the middles.
Exactly. So like Shaq, Davey, Michael Chee Kam, so a couple of new faces, but it was an impressive performance.
Definitely. Next man up, they walked in and got the job done. They know the process, and I thought that was one of Chee Kam's best games for the club as well. I thought he was outstanding for us last weekend.
Yeah. Lockie left it all out there in round one. How have you seen his performance over the pre-season and even coming into this year? It's obvious he's playing with a lot of confidence.
Yeah, he had a great pre-season. He's always trained hard. The little things you see when he saved the try, he does that all the time at training. And on the weekend, his defence was strong, and he made the right decisions with the ball. So it was a great start for him, and he's only going to keep improving, I believe. So he's got great players around him, especially on that side with the likes of Keon and Campbell Graham. So he's just got to keep making sure he makes the right decisions and get his kicking game right and strong indeed. That's all we ask of him.
He's only young. What heights do you think he can reach in his career? Because we're expecting it to be quite a long career.
Yeah, you'd like to hope he's got a long career ahead of him, and at the moment he's playing really good, consistent football, and that's all we need him to do at the moment. On the weekend it was his game, and sometimes it's going to be Cody's game, sometimes it's going to be Cam's, and on the weekend he just made all the right decisions, and I believe he's only going to get better. We'd like to think that because of the way he trains, and with his age on his side, it's up to him how good he wants to be. But at the moment, we just need consistency from him, and that's what he's off to a great start.
You're good at keeping him under wraps, aren't you?
I've got to keep him level-headed. He kicked one dead on the weekend, so that was terrible timing. So needs to fix that.
How many times have you reminded him of that?
All week, every day I will.
We think the Chasers got held up on that one, but your form's been good, mate. You're running for big meters, playing 80 minutes, doing about 50 tackles, so you've got to be pleased with how you're going.
Yeah, mate. It's, obviously, we're all feeling fresh at the start of the year. I've had a really good pre-season under my belt, so at the moment, I still feel like I'd be a lot better in my defence on the weekend. And running game was there. It's not always going to be there some games, but like I said, for Lockie, the opportunities were there for him, and there was some space for me to run. And we've got to play every game on its own merit. So that's what I'll be doing this weekend. If there are opportunities there, take them. If not, got to make sure it's good service and strong in D.
You had a coach chat to Mal after the game and reminded him that you were fresh because you missed out on the World Cup.
Yeah, I know, it was a little joke, but yeah, no, it was all in good. Light-hearted, mate. He's someone who I'll always admire now because he gave me that Aussie jersey a few years ago, and so it was a dream come true. So I'm forever in his debt, mate.
Latrell, what's the situation? Is he touch and go? Is he going to make the full captain's run?
I think he's having another day off. He's had plenty of them, so no, I think it's just. He didn't train today because obviously with his knee issue, but I think we're just looking after him with the short turnaround. So he told me he's playing, so I'm sure he's a man of his word. So, Terrell, man of his word.
What about Jai, mate? He was limping around, bit of ice on the leg.
You never know with Jai. Jai's been sent for some scans before and they've come back clear with nothing, and he's carried on like they've been grade 3. So I honestly can't tell you with Jai. Junior's the other one, which will be on him to get through the protocols and make sure he's just honest with how he's feeling because short turnaround, that's a long season. So we want to make sure he's not doing any further damage to any of the boys moving forward.
Exactly.
Damien, having played under Wayne Bennett for a couple of years, can you give us an insight? How was he able to get the Dolphins to pull off that win?
I think a lot of people probably underestimated the signings they made. I know they missed out on a couple of marquee players with Munster and stuff like that, but the guys he picked were all hard working. They put the team first, the likes of Kafusi, Mark Nichols, the Bromwich boys. And I think that's what we saw on the weekend. They had a strong bond and they were a very tight group. And then the individual talent of the young boys came through and they got the job done. As a fan watching that game, it was exciting and it was good to watch and see them get their first win out of the way.
So what's, I guess, the takeaway for any other NRL clubs that might have been thinking this was a pretty comfortable 2 points when you match up against the Dolphins?
It's never going to be an easy 2 points, and that's what sometimes can happen. It's happened to us in the past when we've played teams that we should beat, and we go out there and you're not sure why, you're just not quite at your best, and you get knocked over by a team that might be in the bottom 4 at the time when you're in the top 4. So a lapse in concentration, no doubt. You've got to take every game seriously, and there's no easy 2 points out there.
Easy.
Sweet.
Thanks,
guys.
Tanya.